After this beautiful new moon, this new cycle starting, the transition between December and January has been tremendous. I think everyone realized that it, like now, that it was far, how do you say in English, far stretch from what we could have had imagined or expected in that transition. We prepared it with the solstice and with the portal, that gateway through 2 weeks, but actually what happened was, whoops, it wasn't difficult, it wasn't tough, but it was something that we haven't foreseen in advance. Somehow we are very limited, that's why we don't foresee everything. But it was very interesting to get those layers or those depth of or stretch of consciousness, this depth of realization, this gathering energies, this somehow rediscovering through a couple of layers, constructs, revisiting structures, revisiting constructs again. So it was very interesting to see that, so we can jump into new realms. We can jump into new layers of understanding and of consciousness as well. Because if we're still attaching ourselves or holding on things that are very 3D still or very limiting, then those consciousness around us or within us cannot be expanded further. And there are some gates, there are some beings, there are some aspects of yourself that are awaited to be opened, awaited to be discovered, to be reached, but still like veiled. So this week was about whatever words you use, integrating, dissolving, rediscovering, merging, melting, healing, letting go, what else? Like whatever words you want to put there, transmuting with Saint Germain.
Some of old judgment about what's right and wrong, about how life should be and so on, should be released also while we are going to 2019. So our perspective about what is 5D will not be limited, so we can allow the expansion without our mind judging what should be. That was also another construct, because our mind might limit our perspective at what should be Ascension, what should be the unconditional love. So some of those, I saw that the more we drop our judgment about anything around us, and we are yet you're still choosing the love and light without the judgment about the other aspect, and then that transition become more open, because your mind and your limitation is not stopping you from receiving what is it, Ascension. And so that was very strong, and we were doing some intention in it while 2019, and we purge a little bit. Yeah, because sometimes the body still holding some memory of the right and wrong and judgment, and then
So what we discovered within us, but also around, with a couple of friends and discussion that we have been engaging in the last couple of days, there is a restructuration of our foundation, but very physical foundations. The body is asking for a lot of attention right now, and going in depth to going in depth within the solar plexus, going in depth to see what are those physical structures that we have worked with that are not suitable anymore to embody more of ourselves. And there is this energetic work that is being done on the physical aspect, which is looking for whether it's eating more, eating less, like everyone will have a different approach to that, or a different guidance for this, like eating more, eating less, more exercise, less exercise, sleeping, running, losing weight, gaining weight, changing the diet, looking at all your organs, your digestive organs as well, how they are communicating with one another, which one is deficient, which one is in extra work, how they are creating your physical container. And this is what's happening now. This is the physical structure and also the structure. So I use a lot of structure here, and also going on the other bodies, which is the education structure, the social structure and the environmental structure that we have been programmed with, that we have accepted as a program since we arrived on Earth. And this is getting reshaped massively in that transition since the end of December. Make sense? Does it resonate? Yeah. Cool. So that is one part of the update. The other part, so for today it feels a lot of inner earth and Lemuria coming through. So let's see what will happen during the session. Same, a lot of earth, a lot of square, a lot of structure, a lot of base, a lot of foundations, a lot of physical aspects. Yet high in density. See, like heighten up our density, our physical density. I think it's pretty much about that, the theme. And the other aspects that I've been receiving a little bit is the masculine energy coming forth, which is the healthy masculine that is coming in the collective. Yes.
So the healthy feminine being established quite well for the awakened people, I would say. So a lot of people work on it very well. Maybe not all the humanity yet, I understand. But it's sufficient enough, I would say, to start welcoming the healthy masculine.
So healthy masculine within a woman body and a man body, both.
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah. So it's coming, and it was feeling very much like Sirius energy, like strong and electric blue and piercing through, penetrating light, penetrating energies. So yes, the 2019, the year of revelation. If you've been there on the last sessions before the new year, the channeling was about the year of revelation. It's the Trinity, number 3. So it's more about Trinity. We have merged the feminine into the masculine. The masculine is awakening now, and we're going to birth our new earth, to birth a new reality, being the Trinity, the Mother, Father, and Son, and all the Trinity scale that exists. Crown, Maiden, and Mother.
Many archetypes. Yeah.
Isis, Osiris, and Horus, like all those archetypes that form the Trinity, and those energy, those frequencies are penetrating, I use the word again, the collective and the planet Earth.
Like
so that would be the year.
Between these veils or thickness, it's piercing through it and opening.
Yeah. So that's another point. Yes, it's cool, huh? Let's ride this cycle.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like we are all surfing, and this is an analogy that came. Sorry, you wanted to say something?
No, continue.
There's an analogy that came a couple of days ago. Is who has done surfing before? Yeah. When you're on the great spots, what's happening? Like everyone takes the wave harmoniously, like being polite, or is like conflict, and like the first one get the wave, like paddling like crazy and shortcutting the other surfboards. So what happened? It was more like this before, like trying to get there first. There were like not too much harmony on the spots. On the swell. It was like everyone running for his wave, but now it's like, let's get that wave together. Let's communicate to bring that, to be on that wave together without being in contact, like in
conflict or competition also.
Coming in contact, right? And without tiring ourselves in trying to paddle, not having enough faith to take the wave, not having enough courage to take the wave, and tiring ourselves for hours and not knowing where to go anymore, and surrendering to the wave that will bring us back to the shore. Now we are taking the step, we are taking the wave all together, harmoniously, without bumping into one another. Make sense? Like in harmony. Yeah, so it feels like a nice analogy the other day. Alright, couple of announcements now. Azil is coming next week already?
Yes.
Yeah, 22nd. So there will be a couple of sessions, and we're gonna add another session as well. So on the 22nd, it's in the house. We haven't checked how much booking there is left.
I think we exceeded 14 at least.
Okay, so we have eight left. Eight spots left. If you would like to join and if you haven't booked yet, book online, especially for the one in the house. There will be one big one in Dubai. We don't have the place yet. We are looking for a bigger place to have like 200 people. So
but most probably, if it's we find the older place, which is urban tribe, that will be always the alternative. Otherwise, you find bigger than that,
like
we
a
will aim for it.
gymnasium, a school, so it will be there. This is donation.
But it will be
based.
that kind of big, like
Yeah, so it's
like
big.
120, 150. Let's see.
And please join, like, make it happen.
Yeah.
You know how it works, the vortex? The more we are, the stronger the vortex is, right? So the more we are, like most of you have experiences work yet. So you're already like pillar of the channel.
Not to mention also that during all those days, everyone is upgrading. So your system is upgrading to receive more.
Yeah.
That's one. Asil himself and the channel and the energy is upgrading way further because the earth also upgrading. So the sessions will be more intense than the first couple of one that you even experience. It will be stronger and the channel is more prominent and your receptive will be even further than what was before.
Without mentioning that this is also for the collective.
Yes.
And Dubai. Like.
Yes, right now they are, if you see that it's not anymore as individual growth happening right now. There is a, remember
same wave, remember?
Talked about a couple of times about timeline split. In timeline split is in the same bandwidth, the same earth. Now the people who's joining this ascension wave, they're becoming more closer to each other and very high frequency. The people still in denial and sleep and so on, they're still there, that's fine. But we are still existing in the same bandwidth together, while the people who's joining, they're creating momentum and collective timeline that as if not being affected by the people who are still asleep. It's becoming stronger right now and we call it timeline split. So you will have two timelines at least, or maybe more, that they exist together but they are not affecting each other. Like you can be in blissful heaven and people who's not in the same timeline, they will experience whatever they're still working on, and they said, well, I don't see this heaven yet, for example. But they look at your life and people around you, it's like, how you can, what you are doing, why is this happening? Now those will be a wake-up call for them to start working on themselves and joining those ascension wave. Some of them, they will still denying. Some of them will join last minute and they need to work on many things. They haven't touched anything about their inner work. So this is happening stronger right now. Just today, we just opened another gate. At least for us, I would assume it was open before for other people who work. But in the vortex, in the villa, so it's another announcement. We were connecting with many star being and ascended masters, you know that. And then we open up for Sirius light, especially with those archangels, the high dimensional archangels. And then recently we just opened Alcyon star, which is the main star of Pleiades. This will open up many connection with the Pleiades families and specifically Lemurian time. So if the people, some of you old soul, many of you old soul on Earth, you still have remnant of your remembering of the ancient time, wisdom of the ancient time and so on when you came on Earth, and it was vague, let's say. Now it's becoming stronger and your wisdom of that age will become available to you. And today, after a couple of days, we opened the Alcyon star, the Pleiades and Lemurian. Today we were receiving also about inner Earth. So you have a wisdom in the inner Earth and there is consciousness in the inner Earth who kept the old knowledge safe, intact. All the old knowledge of the wisdom knowledge of ancient Egypt, Atlantean, Lemurian. Some people they say, the knowledge is gone. Correct, on the surface, not on the inner Earth. So what happened is, today the chief Adama from Telos, Shambhala of the inner Earth, Svetlana will be like, they're becoming active right now for the people connecting with them because they are connected with the Pleiades of that old time, which is they connected also with the Lyran. That's a different story. Last time I was talking with and we with Rob and we're talking about the Lemurian time, and I was like Pleiades and so on, and he mentioned to me, it's like, yeah, and they're connected with the Lyran. I was like, why are they connected with the Lyran? And I knew it, but it just didn't came to my consciousness at that time. Because Lyran first came on Earth, they become what we know the Pleiades that will travel to Pleiades after. But they still like one family. See, all of them are connected. So those gates opened, and now what we saw, I just saw today, and I'm going to work on it for this Christ expansion, is the light will come from above and below. Light from the Earth with all those ancient keeper of this wisdom, and they have inner Earth light also, the Mother Earth's heart and Christ consciousness, and you have the light from the stars and the universe. And when this light comes from two sides and you open up your two gate, the way that I saw it, I was channeling a bit. I hope that in the session will channel again, it will come again, I hope so. When it's come like this and goes into the Christ heart, it will emit from two sides through you, and you'll hold the light from both sides, and wherever you go, you have a two piercing light around you, not only one. It's way stronger. They show me that all the lower frequency under control consciousness that available has no place around you to stay because it's piercing on them. And they show me it's like, and they leave. So they cannot hide in that sense. And I was like, wow, what is this? So today we just received it, so we're working on it.
Did you see the light coming up from Gaia being a golden light and the light coming down white, or like a bright white light?
Now, depend on from where you're, if it's cosmic light, it's very pure light.
Right.
Yes. And if you connect with more specific wisdom with your lineage, for example, Sirius star will be more bluish, electric.
Okay.
If you connect, for example, with Arcturus, will be a bit more orange, goldish. It has a little bit of other color into it.
With the light coming from
the Earth will be bright goldish.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Very bright, thick.
Platinum.
Thick. Also platinum. Yeah, those kind of colors. Like more...
Mercury color.
Yes, more those kind of color. Not pure, not transparent.
Right.
Yeah. Yes. So this is new, and this preparation for hopefully soon enough, maybe in a couple of weeks, we're still working on it. We are being prepared and trained right now with a few of our friends also. They are receiving this seed of unity, the cosmic Christ light body. The cosmic Christ light body, something is very important for this ascension. So we know that we have Merkaba and light body. The moment you activate some higher dimensional light body like the Christ, and it starts with the Christ heart, so you construct something like pure love in your heart, and there is a seed of unity. We've been working on it for a while, and the seed of unity will grow, and then a new construct on top of your heart will be built. What we receive is called cosmic Christ heart. What it does, it will allow this 3D physical body with your 4-dimensional energy body, like the astral body and all the energy body that you know, chakras, energy channels. All those are still not 5-dimensional, high frequency. They still depend on the life force of the earth, prana, life force from the tree, element of the earth. They are good, but they are not the highest yet. Those will be expanded, and now they have a chance to work with this high-dimensional Christ heart to tap into something called unconditional love, resource. This resource, the way that we understood it is being disconnected from our understanding or our access, I would say. So it's always available, but we have forgotten this access a long time ago, and we are humanity in that sense, with the forgottenness. See, when some very important information, the reality will try to... Seriously, it happened a couple of times. Every time It's like what you are talking about, guys, here. You are taking the normal resource, petrol, and you are accessing infinite resource of divine? No way. Control. Delete. But usually every time we mention something very, very new, the reality will shake for a while till the seed happens and stabilize and then continue. I remember first time I've done a very specific webinar for light code to protect the social media from interference and the control people. Internet didn't work. Like everything was breaking. And I was sending light code and so on, and I waited for like 1 hour, like full 1 hour, till it stabilized, and then I could continue the webinar. And the next time I've done the webinar, everything's smooth. It's just like that burst has to go, and the reality, and then it's observed, and then there is no more fight anymore. Mm-hmm. So, back to the unconditional love of the high-dimensional Christ, cosmic Christ. The way that I saw it is very, very, I would say very pleasant, at the same time a bit disturbing to know. All the many souls who's trapped on the earth or into cycle of incarnation and competition and forgottenness, they forgot the access to this unconditional love. So they don't know any other resource to survive. And that, when you go to someone and try to give him a bit of spirituality, in his higher consciousness, he knows that he does not have access to that unconditional love, and he believes totally that he needs to survive, or he needs to be in competition to survive, and utilize running after resource, either energy resource, prana, life force, plant, or food resource, or any other resource, or money resource, or anything. When this comes back, the realization and the access to the unconditional love is like the soul itself realized, I got my freedom. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. It's like, and then your physical body with all the limitation that it will be like, so I don't need to run after resource. I can exist with infinite resource of unconditional love of divine. Now I have the access back. That's what we realized, and it was so huge, and to require a lot of preparation for this Christ heart, for your physical body and your energy body to utilize this energy. Without that cosmic heart, the body doesn't know how to use those energy. Like the body knows only food, or even the astral body knows only prana. And prana, you have to depend on life force of the plant, life force of the water, life force of the element. And back again, it's not unconditional. You have to do something for it. Once you get that access, it's game-changing. So this is what we've been guiding through, and how to construct this, and what you have to do, and how to prepare the physical body and the astral body to have that access back. We haven't finished all. We're still receiving guidance, what to do and on, and just recently Archangel Shamael was guiding my connection, or our connection, to Alcyon star, and he said, now your astral body is ready to work. So it took me a while till just my astral body get ready to work with the Christ light body. It's like if you jump immediately to Christ light body, your physical body doesn't know how to deal with it. It's no way, it's so advanced to the physical body. The physical body need to clear a lot of the astral, and the astral need to upgrade strongly, which is chakras, and the same thing that you know, and then construct that axis on the heart. Now you will have, is like very similar to you having an old car use old fuel. You give it right now free energy, for example, like those powerful, let's say, spaceship. The old car doesn't know how to use it. The old car need to upgrade enough, construct a new engine, then can access this infinite resource, and then this old car can be ascend. This is the way I saw it. And then so there is a step, and they are guiding, and the innerers came also today to do this. today we'll do a little bit of initiating the seed of unity and the Christ's heart with inner earth and specifically Alcyon star. So, and High Master Saint Germain was saying he has a big role in it. That's why he's becoming very strongly recently. The technology that he provides, which is the violet flame, if you know it, he said according to what I understood from him, this is one of the fastest, stronger way to access the I am presence, your divine spark. And recently the technology become more advanced on Earth with his guidance, and Archangel Zadkiel, was it Zadkiel? Yes, working on it, something called diamond violet flame. This will expand the connection to the I am presence, your higher self. And all this required for this Christ light body to be like fully activated. So today we also will call Archangel Zadkiel also with Saint Germain for the diamond violet flame specifically. And there is this very simple way to do it, and you keep doing it and it will open up your I am presence, the light of your spark of light, and it expand your consciousness. The more you start knowing the details, if you've been with us for a while, you see all of them are connected, and every time there is one step, you have to finish it in order for them to open next step. Like there is no point if they open the third step without finishing the first step. It's like you cannot do anything with the third one. Finish the first, finish the second, work on this, now you can access this, now you can access this, and so on. It's amazing to witness and to share with you guys. Alright.
Thanks, Steve. Yeah, so finishing on the announcements. I got caught by the Christ.
Yeah.
Azil. Big session in Dubai, 24th. The 25th will be Abu Dhabi, so if you want to drive there. Yeah, so if you want to share the for Abu Dhabi.
25 and 26.
Oh yeah, 25 and 26, thank you. And there may be another private small group session here, sorry, not private, a small group session in the house on the 29th, which is Tuesday. Yeah. Depending on how many people are on the waiting list. And then we go to Iran for a week.
Mm-hmm. We're going to another
mission.
Peace spreading mission.
Yeah.
Slash.
Then as it will continue on its own.
Yes, he has a long list to work
The
on.
plan is to have our workshop for Feb.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like very soon.
Thank you for the sign.
Hopefully.
That is part of the level 2.
Yeah, we received one of the sign. Or actually, we received twice the sign. First with Rob, he was sitting next to me and he said, "Oh, by the way, da 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 da." And I was like, "I should work on this. I know. Now this is a sign." I said, "Okay, maybe I will buy one once." And then boom, Svetlana said, "Oh, by the way, I gift you this." 2 sign in my face. So we're going to work on the sacred geometry because it's part of this constructing the cosmic Christ light body, to build sacred geometry in your light body.
And Nada will do all her workshop in the house as well. So she has received all the sequence for the Galactic Feminine. So she will do that. We don't have the dates yet, so just be patient with all of this. And it will prepare for the retreat in July for the Crystalline Magdalene retreat. July, the Magdalene retreat. Yeah.
Dates?
Yes, the 2 last weeks. So it's 10 days, but the 2 last weeks.
No, 20, I think. 15.
20 something.
Like 12, no, 17 to 29.
Is that France?
France, yes, also France, yeah. That will be that. And Turkey, we see the same dates. We are waiting for the list to start organizing the sacred sites. Wali Walu, and many other beautiful workshops may come in the house as well, and courses.
Yes. something
So
coming.
a lot of
Been
things.
cooking on
Yeah,
in
a
the
lot
kitchen,
of things for
in the Galactic.
2019. It's going to be very nice, very, very nice. And we are so excited to share that with you guys and to co-create it for Dubai and for the collective in general. And for yourself, obviously, for your path on your ascension journey. So it's very much exciting. And all the work that's been done the last 2 years mostly, like very strong, like I got my tools, I put my tools up and I start my work, my path, my everything, and that somehow it feels like a rewards, you know, like the bubble is lifted up and we can breathe, like all right. I won't say the first, but this big massive momentum has been split, has been worked through, and the light has been sent into it. So it feels like lighter, brighter, we can breathe, more clarity, and there are a clearer direction as well, more commitments, more discipline, more service. There's this desire for service. So when I say we, it's what we've been observing in our reality. So, and therefore within ourselves too, because you are our reflection and we are your reflection.
Yes, we are just one big family of unity consciousness.
Beautiful.
Soup.
That was a good
Yes.
finishing.
That was, I would say, good intro, good talk, and good introduction for the Cosmic Christ Light Body, because today was, 2019, we started a new theme. So we've been before, if you remember, Light Body Activation, then Ascension Transmission, then something. Now we are focusing on the Cosmic Christ Light Body. So this is the intro.
Cosmic.
Thank you for joining us, thank you for hearing, thank you for remembering the access to the unconditional love through the cosmic heart, cosmic Christ light.
Thank you for being you, the you of the universe.
And see you soon.
Bye bye.